Happy Elimination Chamber time, everyone. It is so close. It rolls through Toronto, Ontario, Canada this weekend, and your boy's gonna be there, so if you happen to be there as well, be sure to say hello. With it being Elimination Chamber time, that means it's also time to ask you for your bold predictions for the PLE, as we do every single time that a PLE happens in WWE. And let me tell you, a lot of you guys had some great bold opinions, so we're not gonna waste any time, and let's just jump right into it. Seth will finally get the best of Punk, only to get speared into oblivion by the OTC. Roman Reigns will enter the chamber and cost Seth Rollins. So this seems to be one of the most common fan theories out there right now, is that Roman Reigns is going to be the one who costs Seth Rollins on his road to WrestleMania. And honestly, this makes a lot of sense because there's one name missing from this Elimination Chamber, and it is Roman Reigns. If Roman Reigns was in this thing, I don't think a lot of people would be questioning if he is a favorite to win. But because he's not in it, it makes the question, what is Roman Reigns' WrestleMania match and how do we get there? We saw back at the Royal Rumble, we had CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns engage in a big battle after they all got eliminated. And a lot of people are thinking maybe it's going to be a triple threat, which, by the way, I'm not against, but also I have mixed feelings on. I don't know if I want to see all three stories just kind of shoehorned together, or if I'd rather see a one-on-one feud between Roman and Seth, or a one-on-one feud between Roman and Punk. Like, there's definitely some different directions we can go in, but Roman Reigns not being in this Elimination Chamber is a glaring omission, so he has to be involved. And Roman Reigns just breaking through into the cell, coming up through the floor, similar to how Shawn Michaels did back in the day, would be a really cool moment. And if he was the one who did cost Seth Rollins, if he did spear Seth Rollins after Rollins got a whole bunch of payback on CM Punk, if he got a whole bunch of payback on everybody else in that ring, and then it was Roman who cost him, and Logan Paul is the one who pinned Seth Rollins, something like that. Jeez, man, the heat would be wild. But I don't think the heat would fall onto Roman Reigns because it just adds to the story being told right now. We have two guys that cannot stand each other in Seth and Roman, and then you add in CM Punk into the mix. Maybe he's going to be a part of it with this favor that Paul Heyman is owed. Maybe the favor is something along the lines of Roman Reigns helps CM Punk win the Elimination Chamber. Like, that doesn't sound too outlandish. It could be a thing. I don't know if the fans would love seeing CM Punk be helped by Roman Reigns to win the chamber, but if it was the long-term story of the favor and it helped get CM Punk to the main event of WrestleMania against Cody Rhodes, geez, man, like that actually makes a lot of sense the more I say it. But regardless of all of that, I do think we see Roman Reigns break into the chamber at some point in this matchup. It just has to happen. It's too big of a moment. It's sitting right there in front of your very eyes. You gotta capitalize on it. Cody will reject The Rock. Rock finds someone else to be his champ. Later in the chamber, Rock helps Drew pin Punk to win the match. Punk is forced to use the favor, and Heyman somehow manages to help him get added into the Cody versus Drew match. I don't hate this. All right, the idea of Cody Rhodes not selling his soul to The Rock, and The Rock going out there and finding someone else to be his champion, helping Drew McIntyre, a guy who right now, let's face it, seems a little lost in WWE. He doesn't have any clear directions towards WrestleMania. And it feels like maybe the biggest match available for Drew at Mania is Damian Priest, which is such, no offense to Damian, but it is such a disservice to Drew McIntyre after the 2024 that he had, winning Money in the Bank, winning the championship at WrestleMania, going into that feud with CM Punk, that Hell in a Cell match. Everything that he did in 2024 leads me to feel like he should be in a title picture in 2025. And if the way we get him back to that picture is by The Rock choosing him to be his corporate champion, playing into the fact that Drew McIntyre truly is the chosen one. Remember Vinnie Mac all those years ago chose Drew McIntyre? Imagine if all those years later it's Rock choosing Drew McIntyre, the chosen one, the prodigal son, finally becomes the champion, the corporate champion that they always wanted. Man, to me, that is a crazy cool story, a big swerve that would be a big time moment for Drew McIntyre after an incredible 2024. It's hard to say that there is a better story than that. That would be incredible. Now, in saying that, triple threat matches for the championships don't always work, and so the story would have to be excellent going into it. Maybe we don't even see CM Punk cash in that favor yet. Maybe CM Punk and Logan Paul face each other at WrestleMania, and then we just get Drew versus Cody. It could happen. Plain and simple, John Cena turns heel. Well, this is incredibly bold. I don't see a world where John Cena is turning heel at Elimination Chamber. There's maybe more of a chance that he turns heel at WrestleMania. I mean, if he does win the Elimination Chamber and goes on to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, and Cody chooses not to side with The Rock, maybe The Rock gets in John Cena's ear, and for John Cena to win the 17th World Championship, he has to sell his soul, sell out what John Cena is to The Rock. Now, immediately saying that out loud, this doesn't have the impact that it would have had 10 years ago. If John Cena turned heel 10 years ago and became a corporate champion, going after the 17th World Championship, right? Going after 16 and then going after 17, there's more of a character there, and I think it would have helped build up the entirety of WWE, because you had this whack of baby faces that needed a heel to go up against. Now what you kind of have is you have this top tier champion in Cody Rhodes, who is already on the verge of maybe breaking, maybe not breaking. And there's a bunch of other heels around him right now. John Cena turning heel, while it's an impactful moment, I don't think is needed, and I don't think it would do enough for the future of WWE. John Cena turning heel at this point in his career, it kind of feels like a bit of a middle finger to all the fans who stuck by him all these years. Now, granted, that's what Hulk Hogan did. Hulk Hogan turned heel, but Hulk Hogan was still a full-timer. John Cena, not so much. This is his last year in WWE, and seeing Cena go out as the guy who continued to preach hustle, loyalty, and respect, and that got him the success that he did, feels like a better story, in my opinion. Now, Cody Rhodes turning heel against John Cena, preventing John Cena from winning the 17th World Championship and going corporate, going with The Rock. That, I know I just talked about Drew McIntyre, but that might be the best story, right? If Cody actually does go with The Rock, there is nothing better out there. But if they don't want Cody Rhodes to turn heel, if they're hoping that he continues to be the babyface who was selling all the merchandise, getting the kids into the arena, then having someone like Drew McIntyre turn heel, CM Punk would be an interesting one as well. I don't see that happening. John Cena could be along those lines as well. Logan Paul, hey, the heat would be there. There's just multiple other options, I think, ahead of John Cena turning heel. But if it happened, dude, we would all freak out. Someone will get eliminated. Bold prediction, man. Naomi will turn on Bianca. So part of the reason I'm doing this video, and I'm going to also be doing an updated predictions video, my final predictions for Elimination Chamber, is because on Monday Night Raw, we had a big swerve, in my opinion, where we saw new women's tag team champions. Bianca Belair and Naomi lost the titles to Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, and now there's bigger questions going into Elimination Chamber than there were before. I actually had Liv Morgan pegged to win the Elimination Chamber. It felt like we were going in that direction, maybe a triple threat of Io, Liv, and Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. But now after Liv Morgan won the tag team titles, they could still have her win. It could be a big deal for Liv. She goes into WrestleMania, tries to become a dual champ. Okay, cool moment. But now that she's holding on to the tag titles, I don't see that for her anymore. And so, in my opinion, Liv Morgan just went from being one of the favorites to one of the least favorites to win Elimination Chamber. Now there's also this thing going on with Naomi and Bianca and what's going on with Jade Cargill. It would be an incredible moment if Naomi turned heel or Bianca turned heel inside the Elimination Chamber. I'm hoping we get some sort of video reveal from Jade Cargill revealing that it was Bianca or that it was Naomi. If I was the one to pull the heel turn, if I was the one to say this needs to be what happens, I think Bianca needs to be the one who turns heel. And in my opinion, Bianca Belair is legitimately one of the best wrestlers in the world. She is far underrated. Big time underrated. Jesus, English ain't working. She is incredibly underrated, and not enough people put respect on her name. Sorry, Mandy Rose. But Bianca Belair being right back up in that main title picture, being around the women's world title, Bianca versus Rhea, babyface Rhea, heel Bianca, like there's something there. And I also wouldn't hate it if somehow it was revealed that it was both Naomi and Bianca that took out Jade Cargill, if it was like a plan from those two because they felt Jade Cargill couldn't cut it in the tag team anymore, and Bianca and Naomi would go on to have a better tag team run, if there's like a bit of conspiracy going on, that might be better, because then you could run Bianca versus Rhea if Bianca won the chamber, and you could run Naomi versus Jade, or vice versa. You could run Naomi versus Rhea at WrestleMania, and then you could do Bianca versus Jade at WrestleMania, which also, on the surface, oh boy, that's an incredible match. And I was surprised that we didn't get the reveal at the end of Monday Night Raw. It felt like with the tag titles being on the line in the main event, we were going to get something regarding Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and Naomi. That didn't happen, and so it has to happen at Elimination Chamber. This is the road to WrestleMania, and unless Jade Cargill is seriously injured and not able to make it to WrestleMania, I don't know why we're holding off on telling the story. This is the biggest story that they have right now in the women's division. The mystery who attacked Jade Cargill with the impending heel turn from one of Naomi, Bianca, or both. This is an incredible story that needs to be paid off this Saturday at Elimination Chamber. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this would be a ratings draw or not. The Rock and Cody Rhodes are going to have a sex celebration. Jesus, man, after the way Rock was grabbing Cody Rhodes' face, it certainly looked like they were about to jump right into bed. Man, kiss him already, Rock. Trey says, screw it. I think Rock will turn on Cody and will join the Elimination Chamber and make it 7 people. I can't hate this. I'm not going to lie to you. We talked about it at length, the potential of Rock showing up at number 31 in the Royal Rumble. Imagine him showing up as number 7. Imagine even worse, okay? Like, picture this. CM Punk wins the Elimination Chamber, and then Rock's music hits, and out he comes in full gear, and he announces, I'm the 7th member of the Elimination Chamber, and just walks right into the chamber after everybody had been eliminated. Rock bottom to CM Punk, and that's that. Maybe then the favor becomes CM Punk wants to get a match against Rock. I don't even know, man. My brain kind of hurts trying to think what the favor is. But the idea of the final boss, The Rock, abusing his powers, maybe after Cody Rhodes tells him, no, I won't be your champion, I will not sell my soul, Rock gets pissed off, and that's why he goes into the chamber. He says, fine, if you won't do it, I'll do it myself. I still like the idea of Rock picking somebody else to be his champion, whether it's Cody or whether it's Drew or whether it's who knows whoever. I like that idea more just because I think that there's more to offer down the line in terms of story, and it will elevate somebody up the card as well. But also Rock stealing that spot and going on to WrestleMania to face Cody Rhodes for the championship is a huge matchup that has to be on the table. What is with these bold opinions? Conman finally can't resist the aura and acknowledges Roman Reigns as he costs Seth Rollins the chamber. Okay, here's the thing. All right, I will put a finger up in the air for Roman Reigns. I will put one way, way high up in the air, okay? There you go, everyone. It's way up there right now. Conman does not acknowledge Roman Reigns because of what he did to Sami Zayn at Elimination Chamber 2023. I was there, man. This is the second Elimination Chamber PLE that is coming to Canada in 3 years, and I was at the one in Montreal, and I was rooting for Sami Zayn. I was on my feet screaming, ole, 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 ole. And Roman Reigns broke my heart. I don't care that he's the OTC. I don't care that he had an incredibly long reigning championship. All right, I was rooting so hard for Cody to finish his story, not because I absolutely love Cody Rhodes, but because I can't stand that tribal bitch Roman Reigns. The only OTC out there is the one true Con. So acknowledge me, damn it, Roman Reigns. Not a chance, not a chance. That finger's in the air for you. Please don't beat me up. Please, Roman, if you happen to be watching this, please don't spear me at Elimination Chamber. That would be really, really nice. Thank you. Baby back, bitch. Baby back, bitch. Stone Cold Steve Austin will be there. Put me in the damn video, Con man. Oh, there you go, Jace. Stone Cold will be there. Hell no. No, it'd be so cool if Stone Cold was actually there, though. Like, if I actually got to hear Stone Cold's glass shatter in person for the first time ever. I've never seen Stone Cold live. That would be awesome. But hey, I don't see that happening. I don't even know how or why he would be there, but it would be cool. I think Nikki shows up in the chamber. I don't know if it'll be to help Alexa or not, but I think Nikki definitely shows up. This would be cool. Yeah, getting the Wyatt Six involved with Alexa Bliss inside the chamber would be a really good direction going into WrestleMania. Right now, the Wyatt Six don't have a lot going for them. They were moved off Raw to SmackDown. Their feud with the Final Testament was cut short. It's been a little bit of a mess since they've shown back up, and it's incredible to say that they had so much hype last summer, and here we are now. Like, I'm not even sure if they're going to be on the WrestleMania card. One of the coolest acts in WWE is probably one of the toughest ones to book as well, because like, how do you book a faction like that so strong but not have a goal to go after championships or anything like that? There needs to be a story. Okay, this is what I'm getting at, is the story needs to be something along the lines of Alexa Bliss and her affiliation with The Fiend, and then trying to get the Wyatt Six, whether it's against her or with her. There needs to be some sort of crossover with Alexa Bliss and the Wyatt Six. And the easiest way is obviously Nikki Cross, former tag team partner of Alexa Bliss. Nikki Cross wasn't a fan of when Alexa started to go downhill, started to go a little darker. They had a feud back then, but now it's Nikki who's on the very dark side of things, and Alexa Bliss not so much. Makes you wonder how they're going to act with each other, how they're going to unite. Hey, if you're looking for new women's tag team champions, that might be the women's tag team champions of the future. Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss with the Wyatt Six by their side. That's a cool kind of story to tell, I would say. Charlotte Flair turns heel and attacks Trish and Tiffany to cost them their win. Love it. Book it. All right, Charlotte Flair needs to be fully heel going into WrestleMania. We've already positioned her as being this person talking down to Tiffany Stratton, but now we need to actually start seeing Charlotte Flair be a little more vicious, right? Taking out Trish Stratus in Canada is a big time way to get heat, and I would love for Charlotte Flair to do something along the lines of like handcuff Tiffany Stratton to the bottom rope while she takes out Trish Stratus. I'd love to see that uncomfortable feeling where Trish Stratus is just helpless and Tiffany has to watch. She can't do anything. I think there's a lot of ways that we can build up sympathy for Tiffany Stratton, and that would be one of the ways to see her tag team partner Trish Stratus, the same person with the same initials basically, Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratton, TS all over the place, and it's one of those stories that I think if you were to really hone in on Charlotte Flair being a heel, we could have a great dynamic of an underdog babyface champion and this legendary heel going against each other at WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair is a legend. Charlotte Flair is miles above everyone else, at least the presentation of her character. And honestly, when she gets into the ring, she's fan-freaking-tastic. One of the absolute best. Her against Tiffany needs that extra little bit of heat. If you aren't going to have Tiffany Stratton be this like vicious woman to Charlotte Flair, if we're telling an underdog story, then we have to really beat down Tiffany. There's reasons why we need to support Tiffany Stratton other than she just cashed in Money in the Bank and has been going against Nia Jax and defending her title a little bit, right? We need something more to sink our teeth into. And if it's like tears rolling down her face while she's watching this legend Trish Stratus get beat up in her hometown of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, that tells everything you need to know. Sympathy will be gained for Tiffany Stratton. And that just, in my opinion, would be a great way to turn Charlotte Flair heel. But there you have it. Those are your bold predictions for Elimination Chamber. Let me know any others that you have down in the comments section below. And again, if you happen to be at Elimination Chamber and you see me, come on up, say hello. I love getting to meet you in real life. But before you leave, make sure you leave a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and keep coming back every single day because we upload wrestling videos every single day. We'll see you at Elimination Chamber, and we'll see you tomorrow.